Welcome to the Skulocity demonstration of the order to cash process. Today we will walk you through processing a sales order inside of Skulocity, approving a sales order, picking and packing in the warehouse, shipping it via one of our UPS or FedEx integration, and then finally seeing the sales order be invoiced and the entry into our accounting system. So we'll start off with just an overview of what Skulocity is and some of the modules that are included out of the box. We first have our CRM solution, which is essentially anywhere from creating of a lead and a contact, converting it into an opportunity, seeing that opportunity to a quote, and then eventually processing sales orders within the application. We have a forecasting tool that allows us to forecast to our purchasing planners what we think our business is going to be within a certain horizon. And we also have marketing, being able to do email marketing as well as some mailers within the application and create campaigns. Our financials has everything to do with money. This is where we house our chart of accounts. We do all of our accounts payables, our bank reconciliation, and then all of our financial reporting. So all of our accounting, financials, budgeting, inventory, tax planning, and all of our financial analysis. Our purchasing, this is our procure to pay. So from the time that we actually submit a purchase order to the time that we receive the goods within our warehouse until we put them away. This is also where we do some of our manufacturing planning and making sure we have all of our bill of materials for our finished goods and our BOM simulations. And it's also where we do our planning to make sure we have all of the requirements necessary to meet our demand, not only on finished goods, but also manufactured goods. And once again, this is how we do all of our purchase orders and invoicing for supplies. Our warehouse is kind of twofold. Our warehouse is an Android-based warehouse management solution that would do all of our pick, packing, and shipping and allow us to manage essentially the four walls within our warehouse. So when I say four walls, processes such as pick, pack, and ship, stock adjustments, all of our reverse logistics from a return standpoint, managing our inventory, where things are, inventory evaluation, things of that nature. Our catalog management, this manages everything about our items, manages our stores, our catalogs, our categories, and finally our products. So it allows us to have virtual stores, as many categories as we want, as many different catalogs as we want, and everything about our products. So price list, promotions, descriptions, anything that surrounds our, what is a unit of measure that we sell in, what is a unit of measure that we purchase in, who are we buying it from, what price are we buying it, all of that is managed in our catalog management. Our services, this is our service depot and our field service. We will be coming out in the near future with a full-blown field services solution, and we'll talk about that a little later. Our HR, manages all of our human capital. So all of our employees, all of the positions within our organization. If you're doing any type of performance reviews, managing the skill set of each one of your employees and their qualifications, how you recruit and retain new talent, managing all the resumes within the organization. And then finally, we have a full integration with Neon Pay, which is a managed payroll solution, very comparable to an ADP or a Paychex. Our BI module, this is our reporting. So you've got reporting for each module within the application, but you have further deep diving and being able to create data warehouses and slice and dice and build dashboards and what if statements with our BI tool. It's very comprehensive that allows you to really understand what's going on within the business. Finally, we have our admin section. This is really what's used from our team to do a lot of the configuration and business process setup for your organization. And then finally, we've got a full e-commerce suite that allows you to process sales orders and process your inventory items and actually sell online. We also have a full integration to the Magenta e-commerce solution. So we have our own as well as we have Magenta e-commerce solution. So let's dive in really quick and we'll go through our order to cash process, which starts in our CRM solution. So we'll select CRM. We'll go to our orders and then to the main section. Here we'll go ahead and create an order. But one of the things before we create an order I want to point out is our order queue. This allows us to reprioritize sales orders and how they're assigned in the warehouse. For instance, we might have only 10 of one item. We've got a good customer. We can click these items and bring his sales order up to the top of the food chain. And if we only have 10 and he's the ninth or the 10th one, he'll be able to get that item before another customer. Just a pretty decent tool for managing some of your top customers. But we'll go in and we'll create a sales order. Once again, we talked in our catalog about how we manage things. Stores can be a retail storefront, an e-commerce storefront, a virtual store front, an office location that you're taking orders by phone, and you can select what store. Now, based upon the store, each one of these stores has a configuration of how our financials flow to our accounting. So we'll just use our OFBiz e-commerce store. What channel did it come in? Was this a web order? Was this a point of sale at the retail? Did they fax it? Did they phone, email it? It just allows us to know a little bit more about how orders are coming into our system. We can give the order a name, demo order, and on the customers, we have two different ways that we can add a customer. If we know the customer number or the customer name, we can simply type it in. Or we can search, go to our pop-up screen, we can search by name, phone number, or we can go to an advanced search and we can look at it by classification, state, or country, and then select the customer we want to deal with. For the purpose of this demo, we'll go ahead and put in a demo customer. As you start typing, it narrows down the selection, and I can select the demo customer that I want to work with. If the customer has a PO that he would like to reference on the sales order, we can enter it here. Within our marketing solution, which we talked about down here, we've got the ability to have tracking codes that are tied to different marketing campaigns so that we can slice and dice and understand what marketing campaigns are being successful in the organization. So we'll use the automobile magazine ad. By default, the user logged in as a commission rep. And if there was a sales assistant, they could easily just come assign any team member to the sales order as the commission rep. When we run our commission reports, the rep tied here will get commission for this sales order. And then finally, promotion codes. If the customer has a promotion code that he wants to use through one of our campaigns, we can enter it here, and upon clicking next, the system will now load the system with the customer and the promotion code so we have the right pricing. So I click next, the order is updated. Now the order is going to look at essentially all the pricing for all the items for this particular demo customer. If I didn't enter a customer in, I could simply come here and create a new customer for this sales order. I can save this order as a quote. If I get down the road of processing the order and the customer says he wants a call back, I can save it as a quote. I can search for items. I can actually upload items from a spreadsheet. So if a customer has a large order he wants to add, instead of adding one by one, I can upload a spreadsheet and enter it within the matter of seconds. To see what that format is for the upload, just click on File Format. And then finally, if you want to clear out the items that you added to the order, you can select Clear Items. So we'll come here and we'll add an item. As you start typing, once again, throughout the system, it will narrow down your selection. So we're going to look at the GZ1000, which is our tiny gizmo. And the price for this particular customer now appears. Now, if I want to change customers, I can come back to the order setting. I can come here and say, now I'm going to price this for Skulocity, a new customer. Now, when I add that same product, we see we have a total different price. This customer is getting it for $7.50. So we'll actually move back. I just wanted to show the fact that as a customer has changed, the pricing is on a per customer basis. So we'll go ahead and put the demo customer back in here. Click next. Orders updated, and we come in and we click on GZ1000. We now have it for $15.99. Order one of those, and we'll add this to the sales order. As I add, what it will do is it will start building my sales order in the bottom. And I see information about that particular item. I can alter the price if I want, and I've got the authority to do so. I see that there's a promotion of $1.60, which is 10% off of the sales order. If I hover over the ship after date, I now can put in a ship after or ship before date. I can tag a division. I can tag a department, or I can tag an activity. And an activity tag would be if I want to manage the P&L of a certain project. So that project might be an activity. So I can tie all of my expense generating activities to that same activity, and also can generate all of my revenue activities to that same activity tag so that I can report on it down the road. I see what my available to promise is, and I see my quantity on hand. Quantity on hand is the physical inventory that we have for that item, and the available to promise is, what is my quantity on hand minus the sales orders that I've already reserved items for it, but I've not shipped. I've got that much more than I can promise to the customer over the phone. I can change here by if I want to add an additional one and update this particular sales order. So now we've got 2. If I want to bump it up to 10 of those, I can update them. All right, so now we're ready to go to the next stage of the order. We'll click next. And so now we're on the shipping address and methods. So we're pulling from our accounts system. We see all of the different ship tos. We'll go ahead and ship to the Utah location. And then we're in the system now is going to ask us, what is the method that we want to ship? Do we want to ship UPS? Do we want to ship FedEx? Do we want to ship DHL? Or is there a pickup? So we'll go ahead and ship UPS guaranteed next day. If there are any instructions you want to give, or if you want, do you want to ship all items together, or do you want to actually ship them when they become available? If I want to process this order from a payment method standpoint via EFT, I can add their information there from an EFT. If there's a credit card in there, we can select the credit card and we'll process that card that's on file. Or we can just do an offline payment and it'll be a payment on their account. I now can review the order. And now it gives me all the information for the order. I've got product of 10 of these gizmos. Here's the price. And then I can go ahead and create the sales order. Upon creating the sales order, we now see that it's in the current status of created, which means that it's not yet in our warehouse. So orders do not go to the warehouse unless they've been approved by management. So a manager will need to come in and actually approve this particular request. Once it's approved, it will be available in the warehouse. We can look at the order items. And now we see some additional information that populated on our sales order. We see that we have the sales tax information. We see that this customer is an exempt status, so he's not paying 16 cents in sales tax from a county standpoint, and he's not paying $7.60 from a state sales tax in the state of Utah. We've got 2 promotions that have been applied, and we now see that we've reserved 10 products, or 10 of these tiny gizmos to this particular item. This item basically tracks inventory coming in and out of our organization. So we know exactly what cost we received the items at, and we know exactly what revenue is going out. So if we want to look at a P&L or profit margin of this particular order, we can get down to the exact penny of how much money we're making on this sales order. We'll flip over to the contact info. So all of the bill to and ship tos are pulled from the account master. If I want to send a confirmation email, I can go ahead and click here, and a confirmation email will go out to the client. If I want to update the billing address, I can. The payment info, I see that it's not yet been received. And the order is always updated. So as payments are processed or shipments happen, we always can come back to the central location of the sales order to see information about it. If this was a credit card process, we would see that it had been authorized or it had been settled upon invoicing. Ship groups are important. One of the things we allow you to do is you can ship to as many different ship groups or location per order as possible. You might have a situation where one entity is placing an order for several for several different distribution centers, and so they can place one order and have as many different ship groups as they want, and we'll be able to ship it to the right location at the right time. If we are a business to consumer organization, we can see that if this was a gift or not, and allow a gift message to go out. Any emails that are related to this order will be populated here. And then finally, any bookmarks or uploaded files. Maybe you want to upload the customer's purchase order. You can click Upload Files, choose a file, give it a description, and it will actually save to this particular sales order. So now, as a manager, I want to go ahead and approve this order. We'll approve it, and now we see that the current status is approved. If we have product that's available for this shipment, and we know that we do because we've actually reserved 10 on this particular inventory item card, we now can go ahead and ship this particular sales order, or actually pick and pack. So let's jump over to the warehouse. So now we're on the warehouse dashboard, and we'll just come in and let's just make sure we're in the right warehouse. Let's go to the web store warehouse, select that. All right. So now that we're in the web store warehouse, which is where we place this order, we can see some additional information that's available to the warehouse manager. So now we're taking on a different hat. We're now the warehouse manager, and we're no longer the sales rep. So as I come in and planning my day, I can see the required stock moves. Right, I've got this product that I need to take from bulk and bring it down to the pickable location, and the system is asking me to move 20 of those. So essentially what required stock is it's saying that you have a sales order for this particular product that's not in a pickable location. You have it, but you need to have a letdown process. So as I'm managing my day from a warehouse management standpoint, I can come in here, handle all my required stock moves first, and then move down the list. Requested inventory transfers. These are transfers that either we request from another one of our locations or another one of our locations requests from us. So I can see exactly what I need to process from an inventory standpoint, and if I made a request, was it approved, and when is that product coming in? Now, back orders, this just shows us what are the back orders that we have in the system, and then how many products are back ordered throughout the whole enterprise. Right now, we've got 13. One of the nice parts about this system is that we handle cross-docking. So whenever we receive product that's on back order, we'll cross-dock it. So we're really not concerned here with handling the back orders. Our back orders will be handled on the receiving process. Over here, if we look at shipping, these are all the different ship methods that the products are available to ship. So let's go real quick and figure out what that sales order that we just created was. So we'll go to main and look at my orders. And we see that it was order 11, WS 11062. So let's go back to the warehouse. So now when I'm ready to actually start creating pick lists, I'll go to my order fulfillment. And just real quick, order fulfillment, I can basically assign pick lists or create pick lists to pickers. I can see all items that are being picked currently. I can see all items that have finished being picked and now they're waiting to pack. I can pack orders. I can schedule a shipment and print labels from UPS and FedEx. And then I can batch schedule. And then all the labels that we create from UPS and FedEx will actually populate within our print ship labels. So that if any time that we need to reprint a label for a customer or a label gets damaged within our process, we can always come here and reprint our labels. So let's go back and we'll go to create pick list. And the first thing that we'll notice is our pick lists are grouped by shipping method. So I see how many are guaranteed next day, how many are no shipping, and as I click on it, I can actually see the product that makes that up, right? We see that we've got 2 orders. There's the order we just placed for a quantity of 10. I can look at my error orders, and now I can select what orders that I want to group together. If I want to look at it by area in warehouse, I can come in here and select group by warehouse area. And now what the system is going to do is it's going to look at, well, give me all the orders that are in a certain area. Because I might have a picker that I assign to one area of the warehouse because they know it very well. And I want them to have all of the orders that have just items in their area. And they can go pick that. Or I can group by number of order items. Maybe I want to get everything out the door that has 5 or less items on it so I can ship multiple orders with one picker. I can do so such as that. So we'll go back to just group by shipping method, all right? And we're going to come in and we're going to just ship or pick the product that we currently ordered. So we'll go to just that. I can add multiple orders on one pick list so that the system will allow one picker to pick 5, 6, 7, or 8 orders or more within one pass of the warehouse. Well, for here, we'll just create this one pick list. So we see that pick list 10364 has been created. And now it is for this order, this customer. If I want to see the pick list, this would actually print out. And this will be what a picker would use to start their pick, right? They can just scan the pick list and it will actually start the pick. So I'm going to get out of this. Let's close this. And let's go to the warehouse. All right. Let's go physically to the warehouse. So I'm going to minimize this so you can kind of see my Android device over here. We're going to go ahead and type in our password. And we sign in. Because I'm a super user, I'm already tied to this particular warehouse and I can change it. Right, so let's go to Web Store Warehouse. I can change the warehouses that I'm in because I'm a super user. If I was tied to one warehouse, I would only see data for this warehouse. Picking, essentially this allows me to scan a pick list to start my pick. So maybe I have nothing assigned to me and I'm grabbing from the stack of papers. I can click here, scan the pick list and start my pick. If a pick list has already been assigned to me, I can just go to my picks and I can see a list of all pick lists and the number of orders in each pick list that have been assigned to me, and I'll work through kind of my picks first in the day until I've depleted what I needed to do. Packing, so after something's picked, I've got the ability to do either a single order pack, right, and just by scanning the order, or I can do what we call pack consolidation opportunities. So a lot of larger customers will have clients that order multiple orders throughout the day. So it's not efficient to actually pack each order separately, so we try to consolidate packs. So here the system looks at any order that there's a consolidation opportunity from a delivery standpoint. I can click View Orders, and now I can see all the orders that have yet to be packed that have an opportunity for me to consolidate. So if I scroll through here, I see all the orders for this particular customer. So I can go ahead and make one pack and get this out the door to the customer, which is a really nice tool for being able to get things out of there. Let's go back. Shipping. I can schedule a shipment through UPS and FedEx and print out a label, or I can schedule multiple shipments. What happens here is, sorry, let's close that down. Most of the time, this is going to be done via the web and not necessarily through the Android app in the warehouse, but we have that functionality in case you want to do it. Stock moves. So if I want to move product from bin to bin, I can look at my required stock moves for processing orders, or I can do quick stock moves. Receiving. Here I can receive purchase orders. I can receive inventory that's not on purchase orders, so miscellaneous receipts, or I can receive returns and handle my whole reverse logistics process. Once receiving, we can do our put away function. So I can put away a purchase order to the bins that they need to go, put away the items, or I can put away my receiving. I can see exactly what's in our receiving bin. Product inquiry, I can search by bin. So if I scan a bin, or I can scan a product to figure out exactly where product is in the warehouse. And then finally, stock adjustments. I can scan products and make adjustments from bin to bin. And then cycle counting. So these are the modules that are included out in the warehouse. For the purpose of this demo, let's hop back in here and we'll process this through our web interface. So we'll go back to the details and we're just going to say that this product has already been picked. So pick list 10364 is now picked and is ready for someone to go actually pack it. So let's go back to inventory fulfillment, and the pick list is ready to be shipped, or pick list is ready to be packed. We can search for that particular pick list. There it is, guaranteed next day. And now we're ready to go ahead and pack this order. So we'll go ahead and pack. Quantity of 10. Now, I could create as many different packages as I want just by creating next package. I can say there's only going to be 3 in this package and click next package. And then the system will allow me to keep building out cartons and packages for this particular item. Or I can just say, you know what, we're going to ship all of these in one pack. So go ahead and pack it. And now we're ready to give the product a weight. We'll just say it's 10 pounds. We have box sizes with all dimensions already configured in the system. If there's any additional shipping charges, I can go estimate what it will be via UPS. All right, so we know our shipment method is UPS next day. And then finally, we can go ahead and complete this order. When I complete this order, I now have a shipment that's been created. The shipment is 10831. I have a packing slip that shows me everything that was packed for this order. I have the barcode of that shipping number. So now I can slap this on the order. So when someone's ready to actually go ship it via our BAT schedule shipment or ship it through schedule the next shipment, all they need to do is scan this particular barcode to get all the data that's associated with the pack. And then the system has been invoiced. So the next step in the process would actually be to go ahead and integrate out to UPS or FedEx or whatever the ship method is to go ahead and process that and get a shipping label for this particular item. So we'll go to schedule shipment, and once again, this process can be scanned or it can just be entered, or it can be done on the handheld, Android handheld. We see that the shipment route is 0001. We'll go ahead and schedule the shipment. Great, the shipment's been scheduled, and now we can come in and we're ready to print out our UPS label for this particular sales order. Now the order's ready to go out the door. We're waiting for UPS, so we can go ahead and get the product out the door. Now what happens is, because we've already processed this sales order, we now can go to our financials, and we can see that an invoice was already created for this sales order. And if we had any type of additional shipping charges, they would have been brought over to the invoice. So we'll go to our receivables, and we'll go to invoices, and let's go find sales invoices. We know this is order WS 11062. We'll click find, and then there's a sales order that was created, ready for posting for 135.91. We can select that to see the invoice data. We can see the open amount yet to be processed. We can see all the items that are on there. If we had additional ship charges, we would see there. We see the discounts that were applied. There have been no payments. If this was processed via credit card, the payment would already be there. So now we've gone through the process of creating a sales order, having the order approved, picking it, packing it, shipping it via UPS, printing out the invoice for the client, and now we're simply waiting for the order to be paid. So that is a nutshell of what we do from an order to cash process. If you have any further questions, you can reach us at 1-800-758-5676. Once again, that's 1-800-758-5676. Thank you.